Well, a very good evening to you, and thank you for choosing EBN TV. Welcome to EBN Prime Edition with me, Sami Adika. Today, the 28th of September, the year 2023. I do hope you had a fantastic Thursday from wherever you are watching this specific bulletin. Remember, currently the National Dialogue Committee is taking opinions from Kenyans and proposals, with the recent one being the former Attorney General, Muigai. And starting us off at the Bowmans of Kenya, former Attorney General Professor Muigai has proposed that there is need to reduce sub-counties and counties in the country. Muigai has noted that there are too many counties and Kenya should consolidate counties to 14 in a bid to utilize resources. Speaking before the National Dialogue Committee at the Bowmans of Kenya, the former Attorney General has supported the proposal to set up an official office for the opposition leader in the country.
If we are to reopen this constitution, one of the issues we can usefully reopen is the reduction of counties. Bring more counties together and let them work together and mobilize resources together and share together. So I'm not a great fan of increasing counties or indeed of increasing constituencies. And this may bring me then to another issue which I was supposed to take later. This issue of the gender rule, we call it the gender rule, but essentially, really, it is the women empowerment rule. I struggled with it when I was the Attorney of the Republic, and we came to grief. For as many bills as we worked on, we came to grief. And I want to be very, very honest with you. First, there is a feeling among many Kenyans and that we have not done enough to justify this. Our social education around this has not been successful. And we need to do some more civic education around why empowering women has the effect of empowering the whole community in the long run, well, let's say in the medium term. What would be my solution about this? Of all the ones we have tried, I think only one can succeed. And that is to abolish the woman's seat, to abolish the seat of the woman representative completely, and then to create 2 seats in every constituency, one for a woman and one for a man.
And the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has called on county governments to put in place necessary measures and ensure safety of Kenyans during the El Nino rains as projected by the Met Department. The counties need at least 8 billion Kenya shillings to implement the safety plans. Gachagua has called on Kenyans to exercise caution during the heavy rains expected to have adverse effects.
Appealing to those living in low-lying and flood-prone areas to move to higher grounds. On the other hand, we would like to urge our farmers, especially those with grains to harvest, and store their produce early, and where possible, sell to those who are willing to buy. This will minimize post-harvest losses. Further, we also request Kenyans to be proactive in reporting cases of emergency through officials and other channels that would be making public. In this regard, we invite the media to work with us in timely dissemination of information for the public to remain safe.
Presentations are clear that we have started putting the structures in place. The response, of course, will be to liaise with the local authorities, and my ministry is available through those agencies, and they will facilitate delivery of information as may be required and work with the response teams that we may have created. or we may create. Potential expected El Nino negative impacts in terms of water will be, of course, the flooding, the land degradation. There will be reduced crop production because of destruction of some of the crops. There will be water and food contamination. There will be water infrastructure damage that we will have to deal with after the El Nino is over. There will be obviously other property and infrastructure damage, and they have identified there will be increased gender-based violences. You see women being closed over, being carried over by all manner of transportation, human transportation systems.
Well, we do hope that county governments will be ready by then. That is October, just 2 days from today. And now, still on matters preparedness and safety of Kenyans, the National Building Inspectorate, in collaboration with other agencies, has embarked on the process of inspecting the safety of buildings as El Nino rains are set to start next month. Speaking in Kericho during the inspection process, Samuel Garagu, that is, said they are ensuring that buildings with defects are vacated and areas with drainage challenges are addressed to avoid collapses when the heavy rains start.
Government is looking at in terms of how our preparedness because of the El Nino rains that are coming as per the meteorological department information. So we are here to look at the drainage systems in different areas, and that's why we have the county commissioner represented, plus the county government and ourselves, the national government, so that we can go around and especially the areas we understand our issues. We look at what has the county done and what can one each do in the same way, so that we are able to save lives, and especially where the rains are coming, so that we don't have the disasters of collapsing structures, which has been happening in some areas of the country. So that's our major reason we are here, and we'll be able to go to different buildings, both public and private, because that's our mandate, so that we can be able to help our citizens in living in a safe environment. So that whichever structure is not safe, the owners can either rectify, and if they are not able to do that, we will act as a government, together with the county government, the national government, see how we can be able to even bring down the structure that can be a disaster to our people.
Well, that is quite interesting. We do hope also that matters building safety will be implemented also right here in the capital, Nairobi, where such cases of building collapsing has been on the rise and has been reported frequently, together with Kiambu County. Now shifting gears to matters, taking a look on matters that transpired today across, or rather along the corridors of justice. Busia Law Court has directed that Bunyala West Member of County Assembly, Kalbenz Okonya Mapale, who was accused of defiling a Form 1 student, be detained for 9 more days to allow the Witness Protection Unit ensure witnesses in the case are secured. Chief Magistrate Edna Nyaloti also directed that the MCA be released on a 2 million cash bail after the 9 days elapse. The case will continue on 16th of October 2023. Kalbenz was presented in Busia Court on Wednesday this week on allegations of raping the 14-year-old girl on 27th of August this year.
The accused person shall be detained for 9 days to enable the Witness Protection Agency carry out risk assessment and make logistical arrangements to ensure protective accommodation for the victims and witnesses. The court notes that the Witness Protection Agency must secure a secure accommodation, and this requires procurement and financial resources. However, the court also notes that the Witness Protection Agency is an agency that is mandated under the Witness Protection Act to protect witnesses, and therefore the court directs that the Witness Protection ensures that the placing of the witnesses in protective custody is fast-tracked. The accused person will be admitted to a conditional bond of 2 million with one short of a similar amount, and the bond will be on the 9th of October. The OCS Bunyaga to ensure that the victim and witnesses are secure until the Witness Protection Agency takes the witnesses into protecting custody. The accused should not intimidate or threaten witnesses, and the file will be kept under the lock and key in a safe custody. The case will be heard on the 16th of October 2023, and this is the ruling of the court.
Now, on matters fight against terrorism, Interior Principal Secretary Raymond Omolo has noted that the Interior Ministry has put in place necessary measures to counter terrorism in the country. Speaking in Malindi, PS Omolo has said that they are collaborating with security stakeholders and Kenyans at large in the fight against the menace. This comes barely days after Al-Shabaab militants were reported to have intensified their attacks in the coastal region.
So kuna mikakati mingi tumeweka kushughulikia hiyo swala ya ugaidi. Ya kwanza ni kuinvolve ama kuwasiliana na watu wote katika mirengo tofauti za serikali na wananchi wenyewe pamoja na viongozi, ili iwe jambo tunashughulikia kwa kila sehemu, sana sana sehemu ya Pwani na Northeastern. Na katika hiyo mpango tunajaribu kuegemea mambo ya community policing, community engagement, juu wenyeji ndio kupata tabu zaidi ya kila mtu, na hao mara mingi wao wanajua ni nani anaishi wapi na nani anafanya biashara gani na ni nani pengine anachochea raia. So tukifanya kazi kwa pamoja itakuwa rahisi kushughulikia mambo ya ugaidi.
So far, so good. I want to encourage the communities in this area to continue working with the police so that issues on matter of security, issues affecting them on matter of security are taken care of by these commanders who are here. As I said, we have got all the divisional commanders, the SIP commanders, the DCI commanders. So it's a whole component of the entire NPS.
And on matters politics, UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala has announced that the preparations for the party's general meeting are complete. Speaking at the Bomas of Kenya, where the party will be holding its meeting, UDA leaders noted that they are expecting over 1,500 UDA leaders from different counties across the country. The meeting is set to address important party issues that will keep the party afloat.
Expecting around 1,500 members. Constitutionally, our constitution only limits the National Governing Council to elected governors, senators, the party leader, the deputy party leader, members of National Assembly, and leaders of the county assemblies. We are also expecting to invite observers. Our partners are coming in as observers. We even our regulator ORPP are coming in as observers. IBC is also invited as observers, and we're also having guests. So it is a combination of a different cadre of people, and we are expecting approximately 2,000.
It's a very, very important meeting ambapo tutaweza kupitisha important issues or resolutions of the council, and which will also guide the grassroots elections that is going to be underway in the month of December. So it's an important event, the first of its kind under the UDA party, and so all are welcome under the UDA banner, and we are asking that they keep tight.
As you're all aware, UDA is amongst the youngest parties in this country, but has since the last elections become the largest political party. And our intention and that of our party leader is to make UDA the most vibrant national movement or a national political party. And that is why this early, just a year after elections, we are preparing for our party elections to make sure that we further strengthen our party right from the grassroots, to have a grassroots network in preparation for that endeavor to make UDA a national movement that brings together all the people of Kenya.
Now on matters education stakeholders in Kisii County led by MCA Ibrahim Machuki now want the recommendations on the competency-based curriculum CBC to be implemented. The leaders say that lack of commitment from the national government is straining the education sector as schools are experiencing shortage of teachers among other major challenges.
Our government seems to be a bit reluctant in emphasizing the preschool education. That is the pre-unit, the nursery school we call it, or the PP1, PP2. Those ones, I would propose that something should be done to employ qualified teachers and enough for each and every school, because that's the beginning of knowledge. If you don't give them the background and then later on you are trying to push the student at the board level, it may be a bit difficult to achieve whatever you wanted to achieve.
I think the main problem which we are having, saying is good, but the whole idea, it is about implementation. If it will be implemented, that one will assist. Each and every student will get an opportunity to run, to go to school. Like those ones who are able, who are coming from rich families.
For us to realize a maximum potential from this kind of education, we need enough resources. Both the personnel resources, that in terms of teachers, in terms of technicians, the laboratories. We also need some resources in terms of lab equipment and other resources that students will be able to carry out some demonstrations here and there.
The Judicial Service Commission JSC earlier on Thursday insisted on the need to establish courts in every sub-county across the country in a bid to ensure Kenyans can access court services with ease. Speaking in Kakamega County, the commission has called on the county government to set aside portions of lands to allow construction of such courts.
Baliana tutashughulika kutafuta shamba kwa counties, kwa sub-counties zote ili judiciary iweze kuleta courts kwa kila sub-county. Tunajua sub-county ya Likuyani wamekuwa wakitembea muda mrefu sana ama kilometers nyingi wakitafuta haki, na kwa sababu ni jambo ambalo tumelitilia mkazo, tumekubaliana na commissioners wetu hapa wakiongozwa na Commissioner Evelyn kutoka JSC ya kwamba gatuzi la Kakamega litatafuta shamba kila sub-county ili tuweze kuleta courts pale. Jambo lingine ambalo pia tumekubaliana ni ya kwamba staffing ambayo imekuwa ni changamoto kubwa katika court zetu watashughulikia pakubwa, na pia gatuzi letu la Kakamega tumekubaliana tunaenda kujenga zile inaitwa county courts kule Northern Region na pia kule Southern, ili wananchi wakikuja na malalamishi ama
to be able to deliver these services. The people of Kenya are yearning for these services to be available at the closest possible locations. At least in every sub-county we ought to have some courts. Like in Kakamega here, they are traveling over 100 kilometers all the way from Lugari and Luguyan. And that is really not fair. Some of them overstay. Some of them will end up being locked more than the period that the Constitution provides. And we need more judicial officers, and we need more facilities. And we urge both the members of parliament and also the national government and everyone else to consider the judiciary for purposes of resourcing.
And Kiambu water supply companies have been urged to collaborate with the county leaders and residents so as to ensure water is supplied throughout each and every household in the county. Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi has noted that the county residents will not suffer water shortage in months to come, as promised during the campaign period.
Na zipatiani maji, zitaenda kuweka maji, watu wapate nyumba, wapate maji manyumbani kwao, na zile pipes ambazo zimeharibika wataenda ku replace, zingine ziliharibiwa na barabara, zitaenda kureplace hizo pipes zote na watu wataweza kupata maji, na tutaweza kutumia zile boreholes ambazo zilichimbwa na ziliachiliwa zianze kufanya kazi, zianze kutumikia wananchi.
Tumetayarisha mifereji ya zaidi ya kilomita 100 kilometer of clean piped water for this 1 year, mwaka mmoja. Kusudio langu, mpango wangu ni kwamba kwenye mwaka mmoja tunaenda wa 2024, tukimaliza tutakuwa tumeshachapa zaidi ya 300 kilometers ya maji, piping ya maji safi. Na tumeambia viongozi wetu, haswa MCAs wetu, ya kwamba waje tuungane, kila kama kuna jambo kule ambapo mifereji ilitoboka, ingine iliraruriwa wakati barabara zinatengenezwa, ingine ilioza, ni ya zamani, wanalete. Na hiyo ndio jambo moja ambalo limekuwa linatatiza kampuni zetu za maji, wengine mkiwapata watawaeleza ya kwamba.
And in Uasin Gishu County, as farmers in Rift Valley continue harvesting maize and wheat, they have been trained on how to handle loss of produce as the El Nino rains are expected to begin early in October. Speaking in Kapseret, Uasin Gishu County, agriculture stakeholders stressed on the need to invest more on agribusiness and ensure farmers benefit greatly.
Partnering with the cooperative towards supporting the government efforts in food security, would want the cooperative to be supported in productivity and specifically the maize value chain, whereby we're working with them in terms of input provision, but also guaranteeing them a market for the maize produce. The current season, we're expecting a bumper harvest, and today one of the key things that we've been sensitizing our farmers here is on how then they can be able to manage post-harvest losses. We've been able to train the cooperative on post-harvest management. But more importantly is that from the next season, we want to offer them a guaranteed market for their produce.
So over the years, we've been able to take our smallholder farmers from less than 1.5 metric tons in Nigeria to over 5 metric tons. And with this, we have been able to increase their ability to earn and be able to create a Nigeria that fits itself and an Africa as a whole to ensure that we are self-sufficient in food. What we are trying to see to it that we ensure that we replicate the success stories that we've been able to achieve in working with smallholder farmers in Nigeria and replicate same in Kenya.
The leadership of the county government together with the national leadership are focused on production of food in this country. In every economy, food production is a major key. So I would like to thank this organization for partnering with the farmers here, partnering with the county government. We know that we're going to see great things from them.
Now on matters tourism in Nyandarua County, the Ol Kalou Arboretum's master plan that seeks to inform the iconic 79-acre park into a modern tourism ecosystem has now been launched by Nyandarua Governor Kiari Badilisha. Governor Badilisha hinted that some of the development projects set to be constructed is geared towards, or rather are geared towards, boosting the county's tourism industry.
In the tourism sector, such as the Tourism Regulatory Authority, Kenya Tourism Board, Tourism Fund, Utalii College, and Tourism Promotion Fund, among others. The county is working closely with the National Museums of Kenya in the construction of a county museum and preservation of both the Mau Mau and the colonial history, incorporating the Kikuyu cultural heritage and the unique identity of Nyandarua as an epicenter of the freedom struggle. To develop the whole tourism ecosystem within Nyandarua County, the county government is also developing related sites and assets which add into the development of the tourism sector in the county.
Now in Laikipia County, police in Nanyuki have seized ethanol worth over 500,000 Kenya shillings that is believed to be used to prepare illicit brew. Laikipia East Deputy County Commissioner Patrick Muli, speaking in Nanyuki Police Station, said that they conducted the crackdown through a tip-off. Well, the authorities, however, did not manage to arrest the suspect, forcing them to launch a manhunt.
But
tip off from members of the public, tukaweza kuenda area inaitwa Bagwells, inaitwa Toll pande ya Nyeri, na tunaweza kunaza mitungi 7 ya ethanol ambayo inatumika kwa kutengeneza pombe. Na hii ajabu ni ya kwamba hii pombe inatengenezwa kwa urahisi, na mtungi mmoja ya ethanol inaweza kuwekwa kuchanganywa na maji ya drum ya lita 220 to 20 liters. Ukifanya mahesabu fupi sana utapata mtungi moja indazaa 77,000. Sema ya kwamba kwa wananchi na wakaji wetu hii pombe iko na madhara mingi sana. Hii ni ethanol, haina kipimo. Watu wanachanganya vile wanaona, na ni rahisi sana kujua mtu amekunywa hii pombe ambayo imemixiwa na ethanol, kwa sababu huwa inabadilisha sura. Unapata wengine wanafura uso. Kwa hivyo ningetaka kutoa wito kwa wananchi wetu, tujihadhari na ile pombe tunakunywa, na tukipata watu kama hawa, maana tunaambiwa hii ethanol inatoka pande ya Nakuru, ni vizuri tubashe maofisa wetu habari. Hiyo wakati umeenda hapo, ungepata mama mzazi ni kama yeye ndio alikuwa anataka kukataa, anajua mahali bangi iko na hataki maofisa waingie hapo. Kwa hivyo ningetaka kutoa wito kwa wazazi wetu, at least tupatieni nafasi tufanye kazi. Kama ni kurefikisha vijana, waweze kurefikishwa na ile njia inafaa.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has stated that the government is developing a concrete roadmap to streamlining career progression and succession in the Kenya Prison Service and other uniformed security agencies. This, he says, will provide an opportunity for younger officers to rise and hold management positions through a properly defined procedure and eliminate cases of corruption, favorism and patronage.
First and foremost, as a policy, we have taken the position that we will not be extending the contracts of officers who reach 60. They must retire. This will help us to improve on the morale of our officers and also create room for promotion, especially at senior level management. So as a policy, we will not be extending a single contract beyond 60. And also for those officers, and there are not many, there are only 9 who are above 60, when the current extensions which were done before this administration took over expired, they will not be renewed, and that is a policy position. Number 2, on the same point, in terms of distribution per age, we want to ensure that we create the bulk of our officers to be at the most productive stages of our workforce, of our officers, and I will comment about that when we look at the distribution in terms of how many officers are in senior management and what are their ages in a short while.
Well, that marks the end of EBN Prime Edition tonight with me, Sami Adika. Remember to tune in tomorrow at exactly 7 a.m. right here at the Ecclesia Broadcasting Network with Cynthia Nanjala at exactly 7 a.m. for the morning live. Once again, have yourselves a good night.